beat the YouTube algorithm, Chad. The YouTube algorithm is so serious, bro. They got big time streamers that are absolute trash with these views. They should not be getting. They should not be getting these views. What I say?
Hello and thanks for joining us on Noche Le NBA, the NBA's celebration of Latin heritage.
How can I go viral on
YouTube? Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Harlan.
Get a million views? How can I get 2 million views? How can I do that?
And as always, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge
show my
joining us from the
legacy on
sideline.
YouTube, bro.
As we approach the playoffs, let's see how the East is shaping up. You look at the Bulls. They've continued to play strong basketball, if not utterly dominant, as the last part of the season grinds toward the playoffs. And it looks like, guys, they'll hold on to that #1 spot the whole way there. And checking out Brooklyn, they're much further down in the standings right now.
And, you know, for the Bulls, they had a few critics coming into the season, and now I don't think they have any. This is a club ready to not only make a deep run, but possibly win it all.
Even though some people doubted them, there are just as many people, if not more, who believed in this team from the very beginning. And it's pretty clear right now who was right.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Nicholas Claxton out there with Trendon Watford. Then it's Johnson. Then there's Cam Thomas. And it's Wilson in at the 3. And for the Bulls, MP out there with White. And it's Vucevic. Then it's Buzelis. And it's Dosunmu in at the small forward. And we know the second night, Greg, of a back-to-back can be rough.
And the NBA has put in work trying to minimize these, but sometimes it's unavoidable. And if you have a long bench, this is when you lean into it.
Now, Buzelis, after Keon Johnson's three-pointer that didn't go. Bulls moving the ball around. Hernandez. That one doesn't drop.
I missed that. That's on me, Chad. I said
Nelson with it. Now guarded by Vucevic.
I said pass it.
Pass to Claxton. Here's Watford. A rebound by Dosunmu. Here's MP. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Gets the ball inside and gets it done. Nice work by MP.
Outside Wilson. Watford with it. Outside Wilson. Inside. Here's Thomas. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game. Getting the ball inside early.
To the middle. And MP with the basket on the assist by White.
And just running the offense. White's that new breed of combo guard who can do a little bit of everything.
Johnson surveying the floor. Count that one. Bulls are gone. 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Back to MP. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
This is what total commitment gets you. MP endures and is well rewarded for it.
Chicago shooting their first free throw tonight.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Free throw, no good for MP. You know, the hopes of a super team in Brooklyn did not come to fruition at all, Richard, and you saw it firsthand.
Thank you for reminding me of that, Kevin. Yes, I had a front row view to it. And look, from a fan's perspective, it's a tough take. The team brings in some of the biggest stars this league has ever seen. You are thinking championship, and you never got close.
Now, here's MP. Vucevic with the bucket.
Ideal way to start the game. Come out of the gate and knock down all but one of your first 5 shots.
Johnson goes in. Outside for Thomas. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. Thomas got 5 now.
In constant motion off ball, Thomas finds a soft spot and trusts the ball will find him back.
And the shot is good. Here's Johnson. 9 points last game. Outside Wilson. Pass Pass to Watford. Outside Wilson. Here's Thomas. Shoots over White. White with the defensive effort.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Hernandez can't get it to go.
That's great.
You look spooked going up for that, man. You got to go up with a little bit more confidence. You got to say it with your chest.
And it's in there. He's got 10.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Johnson with the bounce pass. Claxton no good. The Bulls leading by 5. In the corner, it's Buzelis. Here's MP, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
And we got a timeout here called by Jordi Fernandez. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. And so Chicago going with an almost entirely new. Chicago shooting 71% all in all in this one. They've been brilliant offensively. On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. We've got D'Anthony Melton. Watford out there with Williams. Then it's Sharp, and it's Martin in at the 2 guard. Back to MP. And it's Giddey in the corner. MP finishes inside.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Nets trail by 5. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, MP in the last time out against Orlando was tremendous. He dropped in 36 points on the night, and his work ethic was evident. Notching a double-double, also making his presence felt. A performance like that makes you hungry for more. We're looking to follow that up tonight. Guys?
Thanks, David. Yeah, it was a special night for him. The team really fed off his energy.
Yeah, the catalyst for that win, it was an effort that I'm sure he's hoping to replicate tonight.
And it's very likely that he and his guys can carry that momentum into this one.
Buzelis' shot is good.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Pass to Williams. Here's Watford. Now here's Williams. Shot clock at 5. Sharp sets the pick for Williams. No good on the 3. The Bulls leading by 6. Back to MP. Inside. MP gets it.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth, physical basketball, guys.
Pass to Melton. Puts up a deep 3. It's rebounded by Giddey.
And sometimes on defense, we can just get lucky.
Here's Dosunmu. Good, and the assist goes to MP. Dosunmu's got the lead up to 11 now for the Bulls. So the Bulls, their last game, a win against the Magic.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
Yeah, they seem unfazed by the hostile environment. I mean, just look at how efficiently they shot the ball.
And the timeout called here by Billy Donovan. He wants to talk to his guys. Vucevic, he's checked in for Zach Collins. The Nets making a switch here. Richard, take a look at D'Anthony Melton's game. A combo guard, and size him up for us.
He's one of the combo guards that every team loves to have on their roster. He can hit an open 3, but he can also guard a #1 offensive player on the other end and take the challenge every single night.
Here's Thomas. Following the basket by MP.
Quality pass by Thomas. He was paying attention out there.
The Bulls leading by 9. MP right side. Dosunmu, the pass to MP, and that one drops. MP's got 20 points.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Melton feeling it out a bit. It's Thomas on the wing. Defended by Dosunmu.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
MP left side. Pass to Giddy. He's looking for MP and finds him. Pocket is good.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
And we got a timeout here called by Jordy Fernandez. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Chicago making some changes.
Won't have time.
Dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Bulls out front as they wrap up the second quarter with a 13-4 run. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
Will he make it, Chad? Let's see.
They're measuring up the chance. Give it up for the participants.
Hello, everybody. We'll break down the action shortly, but first, a glance at how the Eastern Conference standings are stacking up as the season winds down.
You know, I think for Brooklyn, they played okay, but unfortunately, that's not getting you into the playoffs. They were hoping to take the next step this year. That led to a lot of frustration for everybody. Their fans are hangry. They wanted to eat.
Now we'll take a look back at that first half. What an all-around performance it was for the Bulls.
We knew they wanted to track me, and man, they got it. What a pace they've set.
Very hard to beat them at their own game. They wear you out, and we've still got a whole other half to go. And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Who goes that the game? Who goes Jed? I want to stream Madden on my game. I want to stream Madden, but
and after a very lopsided first half,
I got Madden downloaded, but
I
get copyrighted this time.
You look at MP in this one; he's been everywhere.
Just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You love guys who can get their shots within the flow of the offense.
Frank, what a great time to be a fan of basketball. Not just in the NBA, but all over the world.
Absolutely, Kevin. The sport just continues to grow, and there's increased value being placed on all-around skill, even in youth basketball. And I think that bodes well for the future of the game.
They've got Kobe White. Dosumu is out there with Buzelis. Then it's MP, and it's Vucevic in at the 5. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Hernandez, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Hernandez has got 4 points in the quarter.
And you look at this scoring outburst by MP. What's incredible is he still has room to grow.
Johnson, wide open, he fires. No good on the triple.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Yeah, that's nice execution, running with purpose and creating an easy scoring opportunity off the break.
Pass to Watford. Over Buzelis. The shot by Watford, no good. MP dishes to White, and he banks in the layup. White's got 6.
And I love White's confidence, as well as his ability to drive hard and finish through contact.
Back to Johnson. Lets the 3 fly. The rebound by Dosumu.
Rough start to the second half for them, only getting 1 of the past 4 shots to fall.
Johnson up top. Vucevic defending. A 3-ball. Buries the long-range jumper. Wilson's got himself on the board with 3 there.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Buzelis' shot is good.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Outside Thomas. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Screen by Claxton. The shot by Wilson, no good. Chicago leading by 23. Dosunmu, the pass to MP. Johnson with the rebound.
I should have passed to Jokovic, bro.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Brooklyn. Lots of room. And he hits the jump shot. 9 points in the game so far. Chicago has gotten off 4 shots from 3-point range tonight and buried every one of them. Back to MP. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Keon Johnson.
And MP doesn't back away from physical defense. You love that about the young player. He welcomes any chance to get to the line.
And this is his 2nd trip to the line in the game. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Simmons checked in for Vucevic. Collins comes in for Buzelis. Josh Giddey's checked in for Dosunmu. And Jones subbed in for Kobe White. Williams, he's checked in for Brooklyn. D'Anthony Melton comes in for Cameron Thomas. Here's Giddey. After the basket by Brooklyn. Simmons dishes to MP. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. Who do you think is the most impactful player right now?
That's the play.
To the free throw line for him tonight.
1 shot.
26 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Here's Collins, and finished off by Collins.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
He's locked in with his teammates right now, setting guys up in perfect position.
And here's Melton. He's got 9. Martin wide open. He fires. His 3-pointer's off the mark. And a deep 3 from MP. And so it's Chicago controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
And for the defense, it's so tough to guard a big man with that kind of court vision and dime dropping ability.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. They've got Sharp, D'Anthony Melton out there with Martin. Then it's Williams. And it's Clowney in at the 4th. And he comes up with the deuce. Hernandez has got 28.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
This is what you expect from him, just coming alive and dominating in effortless fashion here in the 4th.
And a chance now to take a look at the schedule for the Chicago Bulls. On Saturday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Houston Rockets. Then on Monday, they'll go up against the Jazz in Utah.
And for their matchup with Phoenix, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
Chicago making a switch here. Buzelis is checked in. When you compare, Richard, the NBA to the other major sports leagues, you have to be proud of the way things are run.
The NBA is a global league that focuses on global expansion more so than any other major sport in the United States. And when it comes to the players, there isn't a league that treats their players better.
Here's Melton, following the basket by MP. Now Melton, great tee that time from Vucevic.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
And MP with the basket on the assist by White. White's got his 4th assist in this one. Net shooting about 42% so far. Melton passes to Williams. Sharp sets the pick for Williams. Nobody near Melton. Bangs home the trifecta.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
And the basket by MP.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're going to do a much better job of putting a little bit of pressure on him on his way to the hoop.
And Jordy Fernandez has called a timeout. He knows every possession is critical now. And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Here's Watford. 2nd minute off the clock now in the 4th. Greg, we see the NBA fining players for certain actions or statements.
Multiple offenders are always going to be under the microscope, Kevin. Sometimes they end up playing into those expectations, so those punishments can appear a bit skewed.
Buzelis' shot is good.
And when it comes to the three-point shooting of Buzelis, we know he has the ability, but we need to see consistency.
Now, here's Thomas. Screen by Claxton. Wilson. Claxton. Rebound by the Bulls. Vucevic has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Back to MP. Rebound,
I missed
Brooklyn.
that shot.
Thomas with it. Pass to Claxton. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Johnson's shot is off.
Yeah, that's a shame because I'm not sure the defense will let him get a shot that good again very soon.
Back to MP. Osumu with it. To the paint. Here's Hernandez. Up and in on the layup. MP's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
The desire to win, it fuels MP. He doesn't let anything get in his way.
He finds a shooter in motion and is confident he can thread him with the lead pass. Well done.
Here's Buzelis. MP kicks to White. Back to MP. And the basket is good. MP's got 38 points.
This man has entered the zone. Great shooting performance from him all game long.
Pass to Wilson. Over in the corner, Claxton. And here's Johnson outside. And it's White with the rebound. Well, Chicago's gotten 2/3 of their three-pointers to fall tonight. They're 6 of 9 overall.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Bulls.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And you have to love the effort this team plays with night in and night out, win after win this year, and they have earned it. Tonight will make it 62 wins on the year for them.
They were really smart in the use of that game plan tonight. Used it in their first 2 games against this team, which equaled to 2 wins.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for MP.
And let's just say this, the name of the game is scoring, and yes, he provided that tonight. You're welcome.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Brooklyn. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And a miss there on the triple.
You know what? He's got to look to get other guys involved. The three-point stroke is off.
Yep, that one goes in there. Hernandez has got 42 in the game.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
You have to love their effort. This game wasn't handed to them. They took it.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Alongside Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony and our reporter David Aldridge and the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you later.
MP, you are the straw that stirs the drink.
Great win tonight, MP. Gotta love H-Town. This city shows a hoop of love.
Fans live for games like this one.
Tonight, the league and all of us here at 2K Sports celebrate Noche Latina, an opportunity to spotlight the amazing Latin culture in the NBA and its global fan base. Joined by Coach Stan Van Gundy and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce is our reporter. And a chance to check out our Rookie of the Year list. Some incredible talent entering the league. Wait, look at Buzelis. Just an incredible rookie season for him, sitting in second place. This organization is elated to have him for years to come.
And at number 2, he still has a lot of time to show everyone why he deserves to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he's gotten better as the season has gone along. Don't be shocked if he's at the top by season's end.
And the starting group for Chicago. Kobe White out there with MP. Then it's Buzelis. Then there's Nikola Vucevic. And it's Dosunmu in at the small forward position. And for the Rockets, Van Fleet and Green, they're manning the backcourt. Smith and Şengün play together in the front court. And it's Tate in at the small forward position. Well, this last stretch of the season could be the final NBA games for some of the aging stars in the league. Grant, when did you know it was time?
Well, you know, B.A., I made it 19 years in the league, and at 40 years old, I was kind of happy to be done. But I hope that all the guys retiring this year have the same closure I had. And now the game is really starting to flow. We should be in for a good one.
Yeah, and it's important to get that first score quickly and establish your game.
Now here's Vucevic. Dosunmu for 3. That's in there. Vucevic with the assist.
Using his unique perspective, Vucevic sees the whole floor and finds the open shooter.
To the inside, Van Fleet. And it's Dosunmu with the rebound. Chicago with the ball, and they've been winning at a high level this season. Most games not even close. Their point differential is sky high.
Yeah, a lot of their games have been essentially over by the third quarter. Blowouts, big margins, really astonishing the dominance they displayed over the course of the season. I'm not sure we've ever seen a team so consistently dominant.
And Grant, you look at the Rockets' additions over the last year or two. There's an emphasis on toughness.
Yeah, toughness, both physical and mental. Those are the kinds of veterans they've brought in. And that extends, of course, to the coaching staff, too.
Now here's Van Fleet. He's been a consistent contributor, averaging just over 11 a game. Drops in the 3.
Yeah, and Green has tons of confidence in his three-point shot, and it was on display right there as he knocked it down.
MP against Van Fleet. Vucevic, the pass to White. Here's Hernandez. And that one drops for him.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Now here's Green. So versatile on offense, averaging around 23.5 points per contest. Pass to Van Vliet. 6 on the shot clock. Such a wide open look. Van Vliet's got his second basket on the night.
And the luxury of having Van Vliet. He doesn't need the ball to score. Fred can work off the rock and be a spot-up shooter.
And he gets the bucket.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
Outside, Green. Smith with a screen on White. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
I mean, he had the right idea, but his timing was just a little off, and it resulted in a goaltend.
The Bulls have gone 4 of 5 so far, looking sharp. And it's stolen by Van Vliet.
What do you mean, bro?
Fast break, here comes... Oh, he packs it down!
That is incredible.
I'll tell you what, I mean, he is a creative, explosive finisher at the rim. Green loves putting on a show.
And how about our AT&T 5G slam cam? Couldn't have captured that play any better. Buries it from 3.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Van Vliet outside. Smith in the high post. Pass to Green. Chicago with a rebound. Their last encounter was in Chicago.
And they came away with the win because everyone contributed. The starters, the bench, they all played as a unit.
Yeah, give credit to those guys for playing with such aggressiveness. It makes a huge difference when you get that kind of boost from your second unit.
Van Vliet misses.
Well, if you give him that shot again, I'm willing to bet he nails it, especially with that lack of defensive effort. Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
Outside, Green. Smith outside. Pass to Van Vliet. Will it go? And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 4 rebounds in the game. White finds MP. No good that time. Good D by Şengün. Rockets trail by 5. Tate passes to Green. Van Vliet with it. Here's the 3. Van Vliet missing again.
Well, he continues to make the effort, but the results just aren't there this time.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, B.A.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised he didn't come up with something a little more creative. 35 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Green, the pass to Şengün. And here's Van Vliet. Lets it fly. And another miss by Houston.
Suck on my 15-inch glizzy.
Gotta respect that hustle. And another great assist. The offense is really clicking.
You said bro, something my shit busy. What do you mean, bro?
Bring it up for the Rockets. 9-point game. You know, last game they matched up with the
my YouTube channel right now. Who's my YouTube channel talking that crap, bro?
They'd like to forget that game. You usually want to find some teaching moments, but in this case, it might be best to just destroy the tape.
Well, everyone has off nights. They just need to make sure that they bounce back strong.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls with a 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. They've been aggressive in transition and find themselves in front. Time for a quick break, then back to the action.
What do you mean, bro? What are you talking about, bro? Can you explain?
Great to have you with us.
Can you explain? What do you mean, bro?
Getting ready for the Rockets. Alper and Şengün's checked in for Clark. Smith comes in for Eason. Tate's checked in for Whitmore. And Fred Van Vliet is subbed in for Holiday. Chicago leading by 11. You know, Grant and Van Vliet, they've got a guy who's been through everything in this league.
Yeah, B.A. Van Vliet's seen it all. He's won a championship. He's been in the All-Star game. He's been on a last-place team. No wonder nothing seems to faze him.
Smith and Şengün play together in the front court. Van Vliet and Green, they're manning the backcourt. And it's Tate in at the 3. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. And now let's send it to Allie LaForce. She's got an update for us on Trey Jones.
I chatted briefly with the head athletic trainer for the Bulls. After examining the foot, he said it was pretty clear this was a sprained toe. An injury like this removes any hope of a return tonight, and it's serious enough issue to make you miss more than a few games. Back to you.
All right, Allie, good stuff there. Always on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. Even with the advancements in strength training, injuries continue to impact the game.
Well, this is a high-impact sport, and the league continues to get bigger and faster.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Well, MP in their last time out against the Nets was just insanity. He contributed 42 points, and he didn't need a ton of extra possessions to get to that total. He was really special in that game, and they're hoping he can repeat that kind of performance tonight. Guys, back to you.
Great report there, Allie. It was obvious he could do anything he wanted. A fantastic win.
Well, I'll tell you, he was enjoying himself out there, kind of like us here in the broadcast booth. And whoever was matched up against him wasn't enjoying themselves.
Yeah, well, winning is usually fun, especially when you have it going like he did.
Whitmore's checked in for the Rockets. And the Bulls also making a change. Vucevic is checked in. Here's Whitmore outside. Ellis grabs the board. Chicago leading by 13. Down low. Here's Vucevic. Ooh, good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Vucevic has got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, offensively, that's what you want to get. Vucevic from point-blank range.
Van Vliet. Chicago with a rebound. They want to keep rolling here following the win against Brooklyn.
Yeah, and that one came down to their rebounding. There was a big gap between the
What do
two
you mean,
teams.
Bill?
Yeah, their guys really got
nowhere, Bill.
after
Trying to block the shot.
Sometimes that's the difference maker between a win and a
I can't make a
loss.
free throw.
Chicago shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, they're really cashing in more at the line here in the second quarter.
And no luck that time either.
You know, it's no secret that MP is a confident guy. But what I really like is that most of the time he lets his play do the talking for him.
Yep, that one goes.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
MP, the pass to Dosunmu. Back to MP. With one on the clock.
And it gets even worse for them. I mean, he just waltzes down the lane, extending their advantage. Not good.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
And so it's Chicago liking their chances, ending the quarter with a 15-point lead. Boy, they've been playing at a fast pace, beating the defense in transition and adding to that big lead. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this.
What do you mean, bro? What you talking about, bro? I'll get. I was going to just come to my channel, just say that weird stuff, bro. What do you mean? It's crazy. Crazy calm.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. An uphill battle so far for the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, their defensive effort uninspiring, like Kenny's acting career.
Oh, okay. I'm not even going to go through the films that you in. Stay in your lane, brother. Stay in your lane.
And with the playoffs approaching, let's take a glance. Again, it's kind of like an eclipse. Don't stare exactly at it, but let's look at the power rankings.
Taking a look at Houston, headed down the final month of the season. At this point, they are who they are, a middle-of-the-pack club.
Yeah, decidedly average. Maybe they'll turn the corner late. Who knows? We've seen it happen. That's it for us. Thanks for tuning in. Now let's send you over to Brian Anderson with the third period.
Shaq. I remember back in the day when he was hacking. Every time he got on the lane, he used to hack a Shaq that man. You stop that man, big man, bro. I like big man, bro. I used to watch that. I used to watch basketball, big man. I like big man.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are
like it
from
football.
The first two. So far, it's been a
I like when a fat man get the ball and score.
Fred Van Vliet.
He's been excellent at cutting through the defense and giving them fits around the basket.
Well, I just love his fearlessness so far. He's charging inside like no one can stop him.
Stan, you started as an assistant in the NBA back in 1995. Now, all of these years, what's been the biggest change, you think?
Well, I think the biggest change, Brian, has been that
You
we don't practice as much. There's much less time
spent
on the court with your team. It's more done
how do you say
in
that?
terms
How to
of
your mouth?
film and individual work,
How to
and not
your mouth? You say that.
5-on-5 type practice like it was back in 1995.
You mean to say we're talking about practice?
That's exactly right.
Second half underway. Here's who Billy Donovan's got on the floor. They've got Nikola Vucevic. MP is out there with Kobe White. Then there's Ayo Dosunmu. And it's Buzelis in at power forward. Rockets trail by 18.
Don't hate on H3 cents 1K then.
Outside.
What do you
Green.
mean, bro?
Shot clock at 6.
What do you mean,
Late
bro?
clock. Houston's got to hurry. Here's Tate. Chicago with a rebound. Buzelis has got 4 rebounds now.
They've had a slight leg up on the boards and a big leg up on the scoreboard. Yeah, when we talk about MP's unlimited potential, we're referring to nights like this one.
What do you mean, bro?
On the wing,
What do you
Green.
explain? You come to my channel. Talk about I'm Duke cheese.
First minute and a half of basketball
But you
played
can't
here in the
even
third quarter.
you can't even play Warzone every day. What do you mean, bro?
You hating on H3 cents 1K saying you finna steal his viewers.
What do you mean, fuck it?
MP finds White.
He's a bot,
to
bro.
MP. Outside White. Inside. And MP gets it to go. On the assist by White. White's got 7 assists in the game.
Dookie cheats, bro.
The Rockets have gone just 1 of 3 in the second half. Outside, Green.
You're a bot, you play Cold War.
I'm a bot. I
Here's
play Cold
Şengün.
War, but I play better than you. How about that?
To the paint. Here's Van Vliet. Smith right side.
He's better.
Van Vliet up top to halt the run. Knocks it down from distance. Van Vliet's got 16 points.
I got 20 years of game experience. 20 years game experience. You have no tell me that I'm a bot.
Timeout is
Ready?
called by Billy
Come on,
Donovan.
oh
He'll
my
take the
goodness.
opportunity to regroup.
What am I here?
And Houston making a change.
And still suck.
Now a moment to take a look at the year-to-year scoring
How do you
output
say that?
and how it's been
I
trending
still
for
shot.
Fred
What do you
Van
mean,
Vliet.
And the scoring trend
How
over
do
the
you say
last
that?
few
Words
years has
watch
Years
your
and
mouth.
still suck crazy.
not what you want, and I'm sure it's something he's well aware of.
I never suck, bro. What do you mean, bro? What are you talking about, bro?
Making some changes.
Give me a reason
Mark
why I
is checking
suck.
for
Like a
Smith.
great game
Whitmore
playing, you
comes
know?
in for Green,
I keep
and
going
it's
Jay
Shepard
in my
in for
chat.
Van Vliet.
Jay, I conversate with the chat and with bass at the exact same time. People can't do that. What do you mean, bro? Half of these streamers, I make
We've
several
got 1:08
comments
left in the
in
third.
streamers'
Clark
chats,
outside.
and they can't even conversate.
On the wing,
They can't even
Whitmore.
conversate with you. What do you mean, bro?
Clark with the screen.
What you talking about?
The 3. Smith with the rebound.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
MP, the pass to Simmons.
Great pass to hit him in stride.
Enter a message.
To see teammates in sync with each other.
Rockets trail by 18. Clark outside.
What do you explain? What entry you trying to message? What
to
message you
Easton.
trying to enter? What do you mean, bro?
Back to Clark.
Please explain.
And here's Whitmore. He's covered by Dosunmu. Clock at 6.
Yeah.
Puts
Yeah.
it up. Houston with another miss.
Well, he's more than comfortable in the mid-range, but you can't make them all.
And I love how he's pushing the tempo and creating for others. He does this game in and game out. Incredible.
Yeah, when you're moving the ball like that, it just keeps everyone engaged in the game.
Right side Simmons. To the middle. Here's Smith. Oh, the dunk by Smith.
And it hasn't just been their stellar offense. Their defense has been effective as well.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win.
Enter a message.
What entry you trying to message,
And
bro?
as we conclude
What
the
you trying-
third, pretty much a blowout
What
here.
entry
It's
you
been
trying
a
to message?
one-sided affair.
Trying to message
It's the
three
Bulls
elements, yeah.
just dominating this
Yeah,
one.
what message
And right
trying to
after
answer,
this,
bro?
we'll bring you the start of the final
That shit
quarter
says.
right here on 2K Sports.
They come to your chat, right?
To show you
they
our
come
State
to your
Farm
chat.
assist to the game.
Talk about
Enter a message.
What are you trying to
picture
message
with
bro?
that dive. Just a great decision and a
Ellen,
perfect delivery.
Wow, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist.
What message
He
you trying
knew
to enter now?
exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
What are you trying to
And
message
1 quarter to
this
go in a
point?
game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. Tari Eason is out there with Brandon Clark. Then there's Whitmore, then it's Green, and it's Adams in at center. That's the 5 for Houston right now. It's not going to go for him. Eason with some nice D. The Rockets shooting only 40% from the floor in this game. That one goes. Count it.
Athleticism showing through from Whitmore. He doesn't need much room at all
The
to operate in
YouTube
close.
don't like
Vucevic, the pass to Hernandez. Here's Buzelis. Lets it go from deep. Good. And the assist goes to MP. Hernandez got 6 assists now in the game. And here are the Rockets now. They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
Yep, that one's good.
And right now, Green's got the hot hand, and it would be wise to keep going to him.
Giddey passes to Hernandez. Back to Giddey. Down low. Hernandez is good. Amir.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
And so it's Green who brings up the ball for the Rockets. To the right side. Clark, the pass to Green. Now Whitmore. And one of the findings in a recent league report, Stan, back-to-backs, not a major risk for injury, it seems.
Well, you know, Brian, I had a player that I greatly respected tell me that his preference would be to play
And how does he know I play Cold
41
War?
back-to-backs during the year, because then you get 2 days off in between games. That really what was harder was playing every other day and never getting a break of a couple
Obviously,
of
you watch
days.
my video,
So,
Cole probably
look,
did,
you have to play through a lot of different situations and things, but I think back-to-backs are certainly overestimated.
Or skill.
Interesting. Something to consider for sure. Back to Giddey. To the inside. Here's MP. And the layup is good off the glass. MP's got 12 points here in the second half.
They've now had assists on each of their last 3 buckets.
Pass to Eason. Lets the 3 fly. Nails it from 3.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
To the paint. The kick out to White. Back to MP. And Chicago again with a bucket.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Whitmore with it. Clark with a screen on Giddey. Here's Whitmore outside. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Back to MP. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Giddey. Giddey's got his 4th assist with that last one. For Houston, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field in the 4th quarter. Three-pointer, Van Vliet. And it's Chicago with a board. Pass to Giddey. Now here's White. Inside. Here's MP. It's good. Hernandez got 12 now in this quarter.
Oh, my. Powering through the contact. MP just went to work on them in the paint.
Eason finds Van Vliet. 1:27 left in the fourth. The shot won't fall. Chicago has gotten 7 of 12 three-point attempts to fall.
And you can see how scary this team can be when everything is clicking for them. Just a terrific performance for the Bulls.
And everything seemed to go their way today. They were firing on all cylinders, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., this was the kind of performance you relish as a player. Just a very impressive win.
And their win total will climb a little higher once this one's official. It'll be their 63rd win of the year.
And even though this season series was only 2 games, a sweep is still a sweep.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for MP.
Well, offensively, they needed him to be aggressive, and he delivered. What a game.
Outside Eason. Clark with a screen on White. Here's Green. Clark, the pass to Van Vliet. And miss after miss right now. Oh, it's stolen by Eason. Green with the ball. And it's Giddey picking him up. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. They get it back. Fires from deep. And Whitmore with the 3.
Yeah, no question Van Vliet was going to find his man. He has excellent court vision.
To the inside. Here's Hernandez. The shot's good on the assist by Giddey. Hernandez got 30.
That's an inspired ball club. They fought hard, and during the most important moments, they made big plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this one.
So it's the Bulls winning this one easily. Boy, this crowd has to be shocked by the way their team was dismantled.
Now, shocked and surprised. It doesn't matter what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to just waltz in and cruise to the type of victory like we saw tonight.
And that'll do it, folks. For Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. We hope you enjoyed our broadcast. We'll see you next time.
Another game, another win. Back to work
Another
tomorrow.
day, another win. Good work. No excuses tonight, because I know you didn't go out last night.
Facing one of the heavyweights tonight.
Key game, Jets. Key game. Critical game. Critical. Key game. Key game, guys. They have to win. Oh, good.
Does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
brave? Fired up. Let's go.
And that was a national anthem performed by the talented Skylar Cole. And with that, we'll be right back in just a moment. We hope you're wearing the green today on this special presentation of the NBA on St. Patrick's Day. I'm Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Hall of Famer Doris Burke, and another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, from the sidelines. And the injury report for both teams, players who will not be available tonight.
And at this point in the season, everyone's a little banged up. These teams, no exception.
A look at the Bulls starting lineup. Buzelis out there with Vucevic. Then there's Taylor and it's Kobe White.
I remember one time it was
and for
it
you,
was on the clock.
George out there with Zach LaVine.
9 seconds on the clock. Absolute three-pointer, win the game.
And it's Sensabaugh in at the 3 spot. And what a matchup we have here in the front court break.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
It'll be Utah off the tip. And by now, we know how much it would mean to MP to win Rookie of the Year. He recognizes he's only got one shot at it.
This may disappoint some fans, but I just have not seen MP be able to set himself apart from the other contenders. This might be his last chance to make the kind of strong impression that could draw some of the votes his way. He needs to put everything he has into this game. Honestly, even with that, it may not be enough.
Now here's Vucevic to the inside. Hernandez. The shot's good on the assist by Vucevic.
Boy, I like when MP tries to carve space in the painted area. So effective down there.
Here's Levine. Some stats for him. He averages over 21 points a game. Lebowski passes to George. Good for the basket. Starting off 1-for-1 with that shot.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all three levels.
Back to MP. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. He gets it in there. MP's got his second basket of the game.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Teardrop shot. Foul call. Looked like that he didn't get there in time, and he'll shoot free throws. Keontae George picks one up.
A quiet but confident player. MP is one of those guys that lets his play do the talking most of the time.
No good at the stripe this time. His second misses also. You know, Greg, thinking back to the glory days in Utah, they went to back-to-back finals in 97 and 98.
Unfortunately, though, Kevin, that Stockton-Malone era, they just couldn't overcome the dynastic Bulls. The Jazz still searching for that first NBA title.
Here's Filipowski following the basket by MP. George, no good. For Chicago, they've gotten their first three shots to go in for him to start off this game. Buzelis' shot is good.
And you gotta like watching Buzelis break down the defense, just taking what they give him.
Now here's Levine. 17 points in his last outing. That's screen on White. For three, Levine, and Vucevic pulls it down.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only one fall. Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You want to continue to build on this lead. Right now, still a little too close for comfort.
Here's Sensabaugh. Last game we saw him score 13. Pass to George. They need this. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
And developing that three-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
MP finds Horton Tucker. Outside, White. He's looking for MP and finds him. Basket good. MP's got 8.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, MP in the last time out against Houston lit up the floor. He finished with 30 points, and he was efficient out there. Just a fantastic night for him. The kind he wants to have every night, I'm sure. Guys?
Yeah, David, in stretches, he was absolutely dominant. Greg, he'd love to match that performance tonight.
Well, this team needs his contributions. When he's right, he makes winning plays time and time again.
Well, when you're coming off a game like he had, you know the difference tonight. They're going to load up against him. They're going to try to take him out of his rhythm early.
Horton Tucker's shot is off.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Pass to Filipowski. There's the screen. Levine with it, down low. And there's George. That's good on the assist by Levine. 7 points for George.
All right, defensively now, you've got to find a way to slow this guy down because he's putting it to you.
Here's Hernandez. It's hauled in by George. Jazz through by 4. Always going up for the alley-oop here. And stolen by MP. Horton Tucker, the pass to MP. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain
How is
possession.
that possible, bro?
And the Bulls will go for a different look here. Zach Collins checked in for Vucevic. Smith comes in for Buzelis. Josh Giddey's checked in for Horton Tucker. And Ball subbed in for Kobe White. Now, here's Sexton. You saw him with 19 points his last outing. 20 seconds left to play here in the first, and it's Ball in the corner, beyond the arc. And that comes off the assist by Giddey.
And Ball, such a high IQ player, superb at knowing when to take that triple.
The open look here for Sexton. Trying to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. And so it's the Chicago Bulls heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And it's good to have you back with us as we celebrate St. Patrick's Day with more NBA action on 2K Sports. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Bulls?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
And why wouldn't they? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
They've got Filipowski. Sexton is out there with Collier. Then it's Martin and Hendricks in a power forward. That's the group for Utah getting going here in the second. And with that, the Chicago lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Sexton.
Well, Colin Sexton's ability to dribble drive is probably his greatest asset. What a pretty move.
There's Ball with the 3. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Here's Collier from outside, off the mark. Last outing for Utah, it was a loss to the Timberwolves in Minnesota. Already one of the best passers in the NBA, Josh Giddey. DB, what's next for him?
I think the only thing that has to improve is the consistency from range shooting. It's such an important aspect for a guard to play. But he's shown a willingness and a found confidence in that perimeter game. And let's remember, Kev, he's in his early 20s. There's so much time for development.
Now, here's Sexton. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them.
Oh, big time putback there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. The Jazz making a switch here. Juzang's checked in. Jazz trail by 10. Now Levine. He's got 5. Fires the 3. Cranes it from beyond the arc. Levine's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Well, a tough first quarter for this guy. You like to see a shot go in. Nicely done.
Bulls moving the ball around. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
This will be his 3rd free throw shot of the game.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
Collins checked in for the Bulls. And that one misses.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Chicago leading by 9. At the elbow, Williams. Back to MP. Pass to Vucevic. Right side, Williams. To the inside, Hernandez. Oh, MP makes it look easy.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Outside, Levine. Shoots over Horton Tucker. Outside for George. Pass to Levine. Goes back up. The shot by George, no good. puts up a deep three. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's Chicago. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. Back right after this.
Welcome to the half, as we first take a quick glance at the injury report from around the league.
With Tyrese Halliburton out, they lose one of their primary catalysts. He makes his offense run so smooth.
Yeah, he's one of the rising stars in this league, Shaq. He affects the game in winning in a big way.
And turning back to our first half, things going well, extremely well, for the Chicago Bulls.
Well, you look at all the assisted buckets, I like how they're working together. Ball movement and selfless play can be infectious.
Excuse me, are infectious and contagious the same thing?
You're the doctor. And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
Look, Shaq. Shaq play no games, bro. No games.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
He had a fast pass to the lane that first half, got inside on demand.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far, the defense has not been able to counter it.
So for Chicago right now, we've got White, Buzelis out there with Vucevic, then it's MP, and it's Horton Tucker in at the 3. You know, Doris, assists aren't just a point guard stat any longer, are they? A lot of big men in the league can distribute very well.
Yeah, Kev, it's really striking to me how multi-dimensional every single position in the NBA has become. As you said, bigs can pass, point guards can attack the cup and score. The game is becoming more and more skilled.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
That is good. And the Bulls lead has cut back down to 11 now as they get an important basket that time from George. Vucevic finds Horton Tucker inside. And MP with the basket on the assist by Buzelis. MP's got 20.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Bean passes to George. Horton Tucker with the rebound. Chicago leading by 13. MP dishes to White. MP with it. Now defended by Levine. The shot's good. And it's 6 points for Buzelis.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pass to Sensabaugh. And the 3 off target. The Bulls have gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, D.A.?
Kevin, thank you. The Utah Jazz last season became one of the first teams in the league to move their games to broadcast television. It's a gamble, but they just about tripled their reach. And with the rapid growth in the region, they have a chance to attract new fans. Kevin, no doubt, other NBA teams are keen to see how this goes.
David, no question at all. And we thank you for your report. Jalen Smith, he's checked in for Chicago. Josh Giddey comes in for Horton Tucker. Kessler passes to Levine to the middle. Here's George. And that comes off the assist by Levine. And that's 13 points for George.
This is why you select Keontae George. This guy is very capable of huge offensive nights.
And so George will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. 15-point game. They host the Clippers after this game. Pass to Levine. Off target with his 3. Bulls have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. Buzelis' shot is good.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Now here's Levine. 8 points for him. To the paint. Here's George. Gets that one through the hole, making now 7 of 13 in this game. And Billy Donovan decides to call timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. So both teams making some changes here. Let's see some of the numbers here for Colin Sexton.
And you can see the surge in his level of confidence lately just by looking at that true shooting percentage. It's been moving straight up in the past 5 games. I think he's feeling it.
That one goes. Count it. Hernandez has got 8 here in the quarter.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
And George kicks to Sexton. It's rebounded by Giddey. Giddey's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy. And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Now, here's Sexton. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it.
And I'll tell you, they're going to need more from this guy if they're going to cut into this deficit.
Hey, DB, what do you make of Colin Sexton's nickname, Young Bull?
Kevin, I think it's a very apt moniker because this guy is relentless. He attacks you with his defense. He's going to come at you with a ton of youthful energy, and he will not back down.
So it's the Jazz now, following Lonzo Ball's 3. Kessler the screen. The shot by George, wide open. The Jazz with another miss. The Bulls leading by 22. And stolen by Sexton. Inside, here's Hendricks. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. MP finds Smith. To the inside. George with the steal. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, Colin Sexton, I mean, great athleticism, unbelievable quickness. But there is an intensity that pours off this guy nightly that you have to admire.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Listen, 84 is a really good number to post at the foul line, and that's where he's at on the year.
And the first one goes.
And the aggressiveness Sexton plays with is infectious. He motivates his teammates to play just as hard.
And the Bulls making a change here. Simmons is checked in. And Sexton drops them both. Chicago leading by 20. On the wing, Giddey. Here's MP. And it's Utah with the rebound.
It seems like he changed his mind halfway through the layup, tried to go to something else, and flat out choked.
Sinks the three-pointer. Ball feeling it out a bit. And the foul called on MP. That is his first foul of the game.
And really just a great play.
Up going with the new group. And the Bulls will go for a different look here. Vucevic, he's checked in for Simmons. Buzelis comes in for Zach Collins. White, he's checked in for Josh Giddey. And MP subbed in for Ball. Here's Sensabaugh. That's tipped. We've got George. Walker Kessler is out there with Filipowski. Then it's Zach Levine. And it's Sensabaugh in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz.
That's how you share the rock. He does this time and time again.
And here's George for 3. Another miss by Utah. Chicago's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0-4 since the start of the final quarter.
Well, you love to see the intensity from MP. Doesn't let the physical defense impede him in any way.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Bulls?
They've been playing some really physical offense, just attacking the paint as much as possible. And I tell you what, they have been very successful with that strategy.
They've also been scoring on the break. With how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court, anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
Back to MP. Puts it up. MP converting the tough bucket.
And you look at this scoring outburst by MP. What's incredible is he still has room to grow.
Pass to Filipowski. Nice ball movement by Utah. And there's the defensive 3-second call.
Why your defensive 3-second? What is it?
And so he hits the technical free throw.
That's success. They didn't play that.
There's a minute 47 left in the game. George hands the 12-footer. Now that's 17 points for George.
Keontae George deciding, all right, you want to concede the mid-range, I will get to that spot.
And MP with the basket on the assist by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 5 assists tonight. Jazz trail by 14. Here's Sensabaugh. Rebound by the Bulls. 22 is their biggest lead. MP finds Vucevic. Out to White. He's looking for MP and finds him.
Boy, the opportunity was there to convert. He just could not come up with it.
Here's George. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Vucevic has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Bulls.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Solid play, definitely, Kevin.
And the one thing that stood out about these guys all season long, their resiliency to come out and play hard and win games. We've watched some epic battles that they've played, and tonight will mark their 64th win in the year. Something else.
A 2-game season series. They win them both and complete the sweep.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for MP.
This guy putting on a passing clinic. If you want to know how to run an offense, roll back the tape from this evening.
20 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Yes, that goes in.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Hernandez. The shot, no good. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.
Keep it up, MP. Keep chopping wood.
Wins pay the bills, baby. MP about to put on a show in the desert. Show them how you shine.
So, chat, I gotta get off for a few. I'll be back. I will see y'all later. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to y'all a little bit. Great gameplay, you know, we talk about rookie of the year, you know. But I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to y'all a little bit.